welcome back to Combe Valley Campers. You find us here this evening in the back of Bullet, our T6.1 project van. My wife Dommy, who you would have seen from our videos, has been here all afternoon dealing with sound deadening and insulation. She's done a fantastic job. If you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen our stories. If you don't follow us on Instagram, give it a go now. It would be lovely to see you over there on Instagram. If you're not, I get it. I follow lots of YouTube channels and I don't follow them on social media, so I get it if you don't. However, it would be lovely to see you over there as well. So yes, we are in the belly of the beast. We have just released a video. Just released a video today at 6. Oh, we have our first person in today. That is a UAO, Urban Arc Overland. Good evening, sir. I have been watching your latest videos, by the way. They're fantastic. I'm hoping to get my hands on a Clayton as well very, very soon. If you are watching and you don't follow Urban Arc Overland on YouTube, please do. His videos are exquisite, and yeah, it's really good to see him like just increasing in leaps and bounds in his videos and his collaborations and his van building and everything. So yes, go and follow Urban Arc Overland on Instagram, on YouTube, and everywhere you can, because he's bloody brilliant. And he says, hi mate, yeah, Clayton is the future. Yes, it is. We'll talk about that later. So yes, if you've just joined us or it's your first time joining us, my name's Lee. This is the Combe Valley Campers live Q&A. I do this as much as I can. Normally it's on a Sunday evening between 8 and 9 p.m. and I'm here to answer your questions regarding camper vans, camper conversions, vehicles, travel, what we do as a channel, what we do as a business. I'm here to answer your questions live, and we get lots and lots of people every week getting in touch with us, be it by telephone or Instagram, by telephone or email or everything else. And sometimes you don't have time to answer all those questions, so I do a live so I can speak to you live right here. And if you are watching, we love to have you down in the chat. The chat gets very, very active on these videos, which is absolutely brilliant. As you can see, Urban Arc Overland's already in there. He's just said, mate, found my grey tweed CBC hat the other day. First merch purchase ever. Yes, thank you very much. I need to have one of yours. Do I have one of yours? No. Send me a link later and I'll buy one of your hats as well, dude. Because I don't think I have one of those. I have one of Apes, but I don't have one of yours, my man. So yes, if you are watching and you do like to chat on these lives, or you want to ask a question, please feel free. What we normally say is, if you are watching, we like to know who you are, where you're from, what vehicle, van, camper you've what van, camper or vehicle you drive, and if you've been working on it this weekend. I'm just going to sort of pause for a second because Dommy's just about to climb directly over me to continue with the van build that we're literally doing right this second. So Dom, do you want to come in? So I'm sat in the back of the van and she's literally going to jump right over me now. There she goes. There she goes. And she's going to be working on the van in the back. So Dommy's going to be here answering your questions as well, if you wish. And we can go from there.
Questions?
Sorry?
Questions about fashion.
Yeah, questions about fashion and travel, all that sort of stuff. Right. So, first question we've got here is Luke Kioff. Please correct me if I'm wrong. He says, I've drilled through the floor of the van with a slightly longer self-tapping screw. How do I treat it to prevent rust, please? So with much like any other rust treatment, generally in a van on the floor, you won't see much rust there. Normally in vans you find rust in the wheel arches and on the sills. I have worked on hundreds, if not 1,000 vans in the past, and in the centre of the floor where there's a screw hole, you are unlikely to see rust. That being said, if you can get like a Q-Rust product or something else, or even like a Rust-Oleum, just to paint the edges, and then if you are then covering that up, cover it up with maybe a bit of the sound deadening like you see behind me on this wheel arch, just to sort of cover that up. If you are really, really worried, take it to a welder, fabricator, and he can weld up any holes in the floors. I hope that helps. Kevin Murphy, he says, is there something out there to bring the driver's seat the same height as a swivel double? Or do you have to get something prefabricated? T6 just starting converting. Now, actually, we discovered this not so long ago. There are actually seat risers. I believe they're available from Caravans. I think they're about £60 a set. Normally, they are for raising a swivel seat base up slightly, because a lot of swivel bases, like a Rusty, for example, are flat bottomed. And if you're keeping your leisure battery under your seat, you put these 2 seat risers in it. They're just spacers effectively, but they're really well manufactured. You can then rise that seat up a little bit, and that might be something you might be able to utilize to bring the driver's seat the same height. Either that, or you just pump it up, I guess, because the seats are fully adjustable on a T6, or most T6s. Did you bring the Coke, by the way?
No.
Oh, I might have to disappear and get a Coke. You might go and have to watch my wife and do the sound ending. I'll ask her questions. I really fancy a tin of Coke. We've literally just finished dinner and rushed out here to do this. But yes, Kevin, I hope that answers your question. You can buy seat risers. Caravans, they do some seat spaces for the T6. Luke's back on. He says, do you know of a Peugeot double swivel seat? I'm converting a Peugeot Expert. 100% worked on it this weekend. Well done. He says, I spoke to Dominica on Friday, who shipped the flooring to me last minute.
Yes,
Thanks so much.
Floor.
Domi's here. She says, did you get the floor? It'd be amazing if you did. Gary Plumley's on. He says, Gary, Transit Custom, hi Wickham. Nice to meet you, Gary. Yes, if you are watching, apparently there's 23 of you in the chit chat right now. Even if you don't want to comment, you don't want to join in the conversation, even if you just put a thumbs up or a little wave or whatever it is, send a heart to my wife, I don't know. Whatever you want to do, please just leave something there in the comments so we can sort of see you and say hello. Failing that, like we said before, who are you? What's your real name? Because all I see really are your YouTube usernames, you see. So if you could tell me your name, where you're from, your van that you drive, if you've been working on your van this weekend or if you've been out travelling in it this weekend, it's really nice to sort of get everybody involved in the chat. John Sears here. He says, evening, sir. Good evening, John. Nice to see you. Thanks again for coming down to see us at Campers and Coffee. That was wonderful. Ange Wordsworth is in. Says, hi, do you think it's worth the cost of adding a pop top to an 05 T5 with only 77 on the clock, 77,000 miles on the clock? It depends exactly what you are after. What you're after for... Sorry, what am I trying to say? What's your end goal with the van, Ange? Is this a keeper? Is it for you forever? Or is it something you are doing up ready to sell? Or is it sort of halfway in between? You're undecided. I think a 77,000 mile 05 T5 is a pretty good van by the sounds of it. If it's like a 19 TD, which are known to be super reliable, with low mileage and good condition, I mean, a pop top is an expensive option. I completely understand. But if it's going to make your life easier, if it suits the style of camping and travelling that you do, then yes, absolutely. If you are concerned about the cost, it's worth shopping around. There's lots of different people out there to help you. We have got 30 people in this evening. You can tell the football's just finished, can't you? And well done, England, by the way. I did manage to catch the last 10 or so minutes. What a result. Not that I'm a football guy, but... you know, if England are doing well, then congratulations to them. John Sear says, Peugeot Expert double... Saw VEP for 2016 plus isn't available, sadly. Okay. That's nice. UAO Urban Arc Overland, he says, everyone press the 3 dots in the corner, find the real like button. That's amazing. Yes, thank you so much. I can't see what you're seeing on the screen. I can see your comments scrolling up. But yeah, absolutely. If you're able to, like I said, there's 24 of you. If you can actually give the video a thumbs up, oh, I'd love you forever, because it really does help the lives. If you like the live, if you're commenting on the live, it goes out to more people, then more people watch the Combe Valley Campers YouTube channel, and then we can have a good further deeper discussion in the chit chat as well. So that's all good fun. John Sears says swivel. Oh, right, sorry. Peugeot Expert double swivel for 2016 plus isn't available at the minute.
It will be back.
But they will be back. Luke says, I did get the floor and it's fitted, thanks.
Oh,
any news on the Peugeot Expert double swivel, or is there not one out there? I'm struggling to find anything online. We will get in touch, because I know there's people developing stuff all the time, and we've got lots of people, contacts and things that can help us. So yes, please maybe send that in an email, Luke, and we'll see what we can do from Monday onwards. C. Jones, Patina 69 Early Bay, changed the oil last weekend. Feels good, man. Awesome. If you've seen our channel, I too have a 69 Early Bay Westphalia, known as the Worstphalia. We've done one video on it so far, but that will be coming back to the channel fairly soon. We're on silly season at the moment, and with the project that I've got behind me, that you can see Dommy is plugging away at right now. This is genuine. We're genuinely doing this live. We have to get this van done for when? When's the next video, or when's Ali coming back?
Thursday.
Thursday. So yeah, and we've got to get it done tonight to a point anyway, because this is our daily driver. We do the school run and everything from this. Anyway, so yes, you are watching live. Rob S says, thanks for all the very helpful videos over the years. Rob, you are very welcome, and I'm glad you're watching them, and I'm glad you found them beneficial. Gary Plumley says, off to Wales, then Scotland next weekend. Not jealous at all, Gary. We love Wales, especially. We love Scotland too, so have a fantastic trip. Ange says, thanks so much for your advice. You are more than welcome. Billy Hopkins, sorry, my mistake. Billy Hopkins is in. He says, hi, is there any real way of soundproofing a van from outside noise? I get stopping the van from resonating, but no one really talks of calming down the outside noise. We do in the video that we are kind of filming now. So if you know anything about the road noise, etc., etc., there are three types of noise. You've got the panel resonance, you've got mechanical noise, and then you've got road noise. You can get, now we offer our 3-layer sound deadening and insulation solution like you see here. We've got the sound deadener like you see on the wheel arches just there. Then there is a second layer. This is very handy having this all to hand. This is the thermal liner. Now this is all the Dead Easy products, by the way. And then we have the fleece behind us. But if you look at the Dodo Mat website, there are proper sound absorption products. The van liner is a sound absorption product, but if you are trying to keep that road noise down, if you have a deep look into the sound stoppers in the Dodo Mat website, there are some fantastic products there that are multi-layered, that are quite thick. So have a look at those and you can really keep that road noise down. And it's where you apply it as well. So in the cab, against the firewall, in the bonnet, behind the dash, if you can get there. So yeah, there's lots and lots of things you can do. I hope that helped, Billy. John Sear says, I still want a double swivel for a 2018 Citroen Dispatch. Well, we'll see what we can do. C. Jones says, worst valley, I never heard that. Haha. Got a lefty import... got a lefty, an import 69 Sportsmobile. Wonderful. UAO says, pretend I've seen most things. Give me an underrated must-have mod / accessory for the Transporter. Must-have mod.
Toilet.
Dobby says a toilet. I would say, oh gosh, you put me on the spot now. A must-have mod for the T5. Something that you haven't seen. All right, if I can't get it in a minute, you tell me something you would put in, dude. An uprated stereo. And I'm not a big stereo guy, but with the amount of travelling we do, to have a decent stereo with the ability to link into your phone and have maps on the screen and things like that, that's purely for that reason, for maps. Like a decent screen that you can have all your directions to, because when I travel I don't have the stereo on, I just have my maps up on my phone, but sometimes you need your phone for emergencies or whatever it might be. So yes, to have a decent screen, like, okay, let's just say not a decent stereo, but a decent navigation system. That's the sort of thing, but I think that goes for everything. Must-have mod for a van. Oh, if you haven't seen the must-have mod for your van that Urban Arc Overland have made, manufactured and designed themselves, we're hoping to see it on our channel one day, but it's a wicked step that hoops round. It's a step/table/platform that hoops round the top of your wheel with like a bipod leg that sticks into the floor or against the tyre, and it provides you with a really secure, steady platform. If you follow Urban Arc Overland, you'll see his tables and platforms and things, and they are exquisite. So yes, we hope to see one of those very soon. John says, what is everyone else drinking? That's another question, John, that we always do on here. Not only do we like to know who you are, where you're from, what van you drive, and if you've worked on your van or travelled this weekend. If you haven't done that comment yet, leave it down below. Thank you. We also like to know what you're drinking. Sometimes I've got a beer on, sometimes I've got a cup of tea. I will disappear and have a Coke in a second. But yes, what are you drinking tonight? John, what are you drinking? C. Jones says, recently found your channel. Thank you for the great videos. You are more than welcome. Billy says, thank you. Billy, you are more than welcome. John says, question for Dom. What's it like working with Lee? I'm going to put you in here. What's it like working with me?
It's fine. We hardly see each other anyway because I'm in the office and Lee is in the workshop. Obviously, if one of you calls and asks questions that I have no idea and Marcus is not there, then I pass it over to Lee. But we hardly see each other in the workshop.
Yeah,
so, yeah
we're very we're very fortunate in that we've been married together 15 years, married for 13. So something like that. Yeah. So we know how to live with each other, raise 2 babies together. And in terms of professionalism, Dom is a very professional woman anyway. Worked in very professional industries in the past, and effectively she just helps me out. But in terms of teaching, she respects me as a teacher, so to speak, and I respect her as a student when it comes to me teaching her on video. So it just works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We've got a lot of patience with each other, and in reality, she's the boss, so I just do as she says, basically. I hope that answered your question, John. Andy Cressy says, spent the whole weekend fitting 4-way stretch, bought from Combe. Andy, thank you very much for your purchase. I hope that worked. John Sears says, T5 door seal, so it sounds like a Golf. Yes, in fact, we've done a video on those too. Ricardo Alain, sorry if I've got that wrong. Hi, I bought some Amarok seats for my 04 T5. Any suggestions on how to fit them to the Transporter seat base, as they are not a direct fit? Have you ever done the seat conversion? I haven't. However, I know Transporter HQ have now done, I don't know if it's a universal seat base. Urban Arc Overland might be able to help me with that. I don't know if it's a universal seat base, but if it's not, I'm sure it's very VAG specific. So you can fit like Golf R seats or Audi seats, things like that. So yeah, have a look at Transporter HQ. I'm sure they do a seat base adapter. But failing that, take the seat base and the seat to any good welder fabricator, and they should be able to adapt your seat using plates or mods or studs or whatever it might be to fit those seats on properly. But as and when you do fit them, Ricardo, please send us a picture because I'd love to see how they look. Urban Arc Overland says, yeah, I'll take that. And he says, you legend, I'll get one sent over with the new batch. Lovely, sir. Thank you very much. W. Broughton. Sorry if I've got that wrong. It's always the surnames that gets me. He says, I've got an 87 converted T3. What soundproofing should I put above the engine cover? Or is there the engine cover replacement insulation? So, over our T3 engine bay, we have a form of... Have you used that whole box? Yeah. Can you pass me a sheet of Dead Easy, please?
Can I have that other box, please?
What, the empty?
No, this.
There's that one?
No.
Oh, another box of liner. Yeah, 1 second. So, I put this stuff over the top. Now, this is the easy liner, so it's a little thinner. It's like 3-4 mil, but you can get this quite thick. I then put a layer of the van liner or the closed cell foam insulation over the top. And it's all self-adhesive, so really easy to apply. And then I put carpet on top of that as well. Now, bearing in mind I've done all of that, you can buy more sound stopper products, like I've said earlier in the video. Also, have a look at the Dodo mat place. In fact, we have a video on how to sound deaden and insulate a T3. I go deep into how to insulate and sound deaden a T3, and we also sell a classic van bundle on the website, and you get a very thick sound stopper layer that you can lay in as a mat, or you can use self-adhesive to lay it down. So I hope that helps. Have a look at the website, combevalleycampers.co.uk. and it's under sound deadening and insulation, and you're looking for the classic van bundle. Kevin Murphy says, would you carpet the walls and have removable panels to run electrics, or would you run the electrics first? I think I will have removable panels. 99% of the vans we build all have removable panels. We use ply lining with invisible trim clips or the colour-coded trim clips to have all the panels removable. The reason there is that very, I guess, famous video now of ours with the carpet lining, and I did the whole van in one go, is because that's what the customer asked for. I've barely done any in one go like that, because normally we would recommend to carpet the metalwork first and then carpet your panels after and then attach them to the side. So that's what I would do. John Sear says, John, Citroen Dispatch 2018, drinking coffee from the northeast. Yes, indeed, John. Jack Raymond finally caught one of your live streams. Thank you very much for tuning in, Jack. If you are liking it, and if anybody else is liking this, there's allegedly 18 people watching right now, which is awesome. If you go to the 3 dots around about here in this corner, you hit that, and apparently a thumbs up pops up, and then you can like that, and that really helps to like our video, and it really helps us as a channel as well. So thank you. Before I go to any more questions, I'm going to leave you with Dommy. Dommy's going to tell you what she's been up to today, and I'll leave you a quick question. Have you watched today's video? It went live at 6. It's our sign writing video. Did you watch the video, and what did you think of the van graphics? I'll be back in 30 seconds. Say hello, Dom.
I don't really know what to say.
Tell them what you've been up to today.
So we did this panel last week, and we filmed each step for the YouTube channel. Gosh, I'm all sweaty as well, it's so hot. And today I've basically repeated the process on the other panels. So I did the other side, and obviously here. It is really hard, I must admit. It looks easy when I watch them do it, but my back, oh my god, and my knees. Yeah, it's quite hard, but yeah, good job.
Right,
So
there's your,
that's what I've been up to.
there's your replacement liner.
Thank you.
Right,
Hope
climbing
this
in,
helps.
yes, climbing in the back of the van. I have my drink. Right, what are you all drinking? Let me know, people. Are you on an alcoholic drink this evening, or are you just having a soft drink or a cup of tea or coffee? Right, to continue with the questions. Ange says, sorry, just remembered another question. The T5 has no aircon. Is it easy to adapt? Are the portable ones any good? Thank you. As far as I know, they're not very easy to adapt. And the portable ones, I have no idea. I know there are retrofit ones. Sorry. I know there are retrofit air cons, but I have never fitted one, and I have no experience in them. I must apologise. So, yeah. Maybe we can look into it for you. If you want to know more information, please feel free to email us, and we can answer fully with a bit more research, if you like. Right, Urban Arc Overland are in. They cover a certain group of seats? The seats will be in a group as such. If it's the same as the Golf, then yeah, Transport HQ. Thank you very much. Gary Plumley, any good forums, etc. for solo van travellers? That is a really good question.
Van Life UK on Facebook, and ask there, because there are lots
Yes.
of solo travellers.
So I can't give you a forum directly. But yes, there are lots of pages on Facebook. Now I know, excuse me, that's drinking Coke for you. I know they've all got to be taken with a pinch of salt, these Facebook groups, but sometimes they can provide some really valuable information. So maybe worth asking that question on a solo van life group on Facebook. Sometimes they're quite helpful, and they're very easy to leave if people get a bit too silly on those groups as well. W. Broughton says thank you. John Sear, are there any tickets available for Campers and Coffee Saturday night, September Campers and Coffee? Yes, there are. There's plenty. Jack Raymond says hello, Dom. Urban Arc Overland, 3 dots are on the top right of your screen, guys. Like button really helps in social media channels. Thank you so much. Motivate Goggy is in. Good evening, sir. Ricardo Elaine says, oh, sorry, Lee, great channel. It's been really helpful and has inspired me to take on jobs with my T5 I never would have before. So big thank you. Keep up the good work. Thanks for the advice. You are more than welcome. Like I say, it's wonderful to actually have this one-on-one with you guys. because obviously, and I'm a huge follower of YouTube channels, and I know if half the YouTube channels I watch did a live once a week, once a month, whatever it might be, I'd be over the moon being able to talk to them one-to-one directly. So if we can help out directly right here, right now, then you know we can. So sorry about the panting in the background if you've just tuned in. Dommy is here as well. She is sound deadening the van. We need to get bits and pieces done ready because we're on a time frame. We need to get this van done for when? Sorry, excuse me.
17th of August.
Do excuse me. This is definitely live. You can't edit out the sneezes. Yes, 17th of August, we have our train booked to go to France. We are heading out to Europe for a couple of weeks in the summer, and we want to take this. So not only are we trying to build it, we're trying to film it. We've got other projects on the go, and we moved house 3 weeks ago. So what I'm going to do is actually pan you round to my garage very, very quickly. That's what my garage looks like. Excuse the big light, but it's just full of empty moving boxes at the moment. So yeah, yes, you should do a live Urban Arc Overland, that is for sure. John says, is Bullet getting solar?
Yes.
Yes, we are. We don't quite know which solar we're getting. We are hoping to fit one of the Clayton units. Again, if you need more information on those, Urban Arc Overland's now done 3 videos, is it? And he's just done a video on the expansion packs as well. So, yes, solar is more than likely. We run solar on our other van, Bully, which is just parked behind us over there. Yes, we enjoy a bit of solar, but obviously, again, if you're watching any of Urban Arc Overland's videos, you realise that in some cases and in some vans, you may not even need solar because of the power of the charging system that is built within the Clayton systems as well. Again, I cannot wait to get my hand on one of those. So, more questions about you guys. I love to ask questions back as well. So, this year, have you been camping yet? And if you have not, are you planning a trip this year? And if so, where is it? So far, oh, it's just started to rain. If you have been camping this year, where have you been? We have so far done Wales, Newquay, and where else? Wales, Newquay, and local sites as well. There's a lovely one near us called Bodiam Boating Station. It's a lovely spot. But yeah, went down to Newquay for Run to the Sun, and we went up to Wales, Snowdonia area. Went up there for a few days. Unfortunately, nearly we've done Campers and Coffee, of course. Not everyone has been dry, has it?
No.
In fact, only one has been dry, and I think that was the Campers and Coffee. Yeah, where have you been? And if you haven't been out this year, where are you? We are heading to Poland. Dom is from Poland, so we're going to go over there, see her family. We like to go and see her family at least twice a year, if we can, and we like the road trip out there. We go to Germany and everything else. And then on our return trip, we don't know where we're going yet. We have ideas of grandeur to go to the Dolomites. We'd like to go back to Austria. We'd like to go back through Switzerland. I don't know.
Slovenia.
Yes. Goggy says, I've got a 12-volt fridge. Do I run it through the fuse box, even though there is a fuse on the fridge cables? Or create a connection directly to the battery with an X260 plug rated at 60 amps max? I like to keep, personally, when I'm wiring up a vehicle, I like to keep all the fuses in one place. That means when you need to change the fuse, they're all there. If you need to know which flows that the fuse has blown, they're all in one place. And it's just easier when it comes to wiring and routing and everything else. I would suggest you wire it through a fuse panel with all of your other fuses and wire it up independently. You could always put a plug in between after. However, it is nice to have one clean continuous connection from your fuse panel all the way to the appliance or switch that you are powering, rather than having any plugs and things in between. John Sear says, we have camped once so far this year, and it was our first van camp too. Campers and Coffee, June 2024. Yes, that was brilliant. CUIXKE has jumped in and says, hi, my name is Kikes Rolled. I do apologise if I've got that entirely wrong. He says, I've got a Ford Transit Trail L1H1. Bought it new last year. Floor is in, installation done, carpeting done. Love Dodo. Thanks for the videos. I'm from Belgium. My man, you are more than welcome, and it's very, very nice to meet you, albeit virtually. And it's really, really nice to have you in on the chat. UAO says, do you get to many shows and meets, or is it a bit of a busman's holiday? Yeah, it is kind of a busman's holiday for me, in that I speak vans all day, every day. It is my job. So when I go and... Sorry, let me start again. Yes, it's my job. When I go to a car show, I like to go to see the cars. Going to a camper van show, yes, you're right, it's a bit of a busman's holiday. But if I do go to a van show or a camper show, it's to meet my friends in the industry and the other traders. We have tried a couple of trade stands at a couple of different events, but in reality, we do so much during the weeks and months of the year. For us to have a trade stand set up is quite tough. So we decided against it, didn't we? Because if I go away for the weekend, it's with my family. I do enough on the likes of YouTube and social media and with work every day and everything else, which, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore. But on a weekend, I like to try and detach as much as I can and then head out with the family. And a lot of our recreational activities that we do include a camper van. You know, we go camping a lot, but it's not going to shows, so to speak. I grew up going to VW shows and car shows and everything else. And I've got young kiddies, so we just go out as a family as much as possible, really. However, we do some shows, but just local ones. And it's easier to hold 2 of our events a year, and then people come to us. So, yeah, that's kind of what we do. Oh, and you're off to Camper Jam next weekend. Wonderful. Let me know how it goes. You know, if needs be in the future, I'd still love to go to BVF. I'd love to go Camper Jam. I'd like to go Bus Fest, all those sorts of things. If I do go, there'd probably be just me on my own. I don't know, depends if the kids or Dom wants to come. I'm sure, Dom, you might want to go to a few shows next year so you can show this thing off, right?
No.
She's got no. Yeah, but people would love to see it. And people would love to meet you after this series.
No.
We'll see how it goes. Goggy says, is there a way of getting hold of a rib bed for a T5 T6 in Europe, Germany? I am sure there is. I can look into it for you. I can have a chat with our distributors for you. Bearing in mind, rib beds are made in France. A rib bed is a French, or rib, I believe it's Monsieur Ribet is the founder of rib beds.
I'm sure.
And I'm sure you can get them in Europe. And if you need any help, then give us a shout tomorrow and we can see what we can do. We'll talk to our suppliers. Ricardo says, I haven't camped yet, but hoping for Cornwall this year. Need to get the van ready first, so it's tentative at the moment. Well, cheers to you, my man, and I hope you get it sorted. Motorhome Discoveries, Ashley and Hayley, the legends, the unsung heroes of Campers and Coffee. Very, very nice to see you guys here. Hi guys, we've done 5 to 6 weeks in Europe this year. France, Spain, Luxembourg, Holland and Belgium. Campers and Coffee, Camper Van Camp Out, plus just come back from Lincolnshire getting a new motorhome. Oh my gosh.
Yes, they did.
I cannot wait to see that. Tilly?
I think it's Tilly.
Tilly? Is it Tilly? Ash? Hayley? I'd love to know. You did say at Campers and Coffee, didn't you, that you were getting a new one? So, yeah, I love the fact that you've bought yourselves motorhomes and you're doing your adventures. Again, Motorhome Discoveries. If you don't know who they are, go and search for them on YouTube and all the social media outlets, because they are doing the whole van life thing, but based from a motorhome. And Ashley and Hayley have been in the business long enough, they've been camping and travelling long enough, and they know what it is to travel in a van, and it's really nice to see them documenting it now. So go and give Motorhome Discoveries a follow on YouTube and all the social medias. Ashley and Hayley are the unsung heroes from Campers and Coffee, because not only did he help me out when I was in a pinch parking vehicles, we parked, what was it, 120 vehicles, Ashley? on the night. But they also filmed the event too, and then edited a video and then put merch as well. So the Campers and Coffee, is it this one printed as well?
Yeah.
This one, yeah.
No, not this one.
Is it this one?
No, this one not.
Where was that one done?
That was, gosh, what's his name? Matt.
Oh gosh, that wasn't that one. Yeah, we didn't sell them for long. But yes, all of our beautiful hats, the 3D embroidery, everything else is from Ashley and Hayley. They did a fantastic, fantastic job, and they do all of our bits and pieces for all of our vehicles. Sorry, for all of our merch. So thank you very much, Ashley and Hayley. Ashley and Hayley say, yes, it's Tilly. Dommy is now discovering what it's like to build a van. Tell the people, Dom, how you're feeling.
God, my back. I need to stretch.
She is suffering with being crouched in the back of a van for a day. Half a day.
Oh, it's the back. The back is hurting.
Right.
And I go to the gym and it's hurting.
Yeah. Goggy says, yes, message you tomorrow. Brilliant. Kevin Murphy says, thank you for the sound advice and videos. Keep up the good work. How much carpet would you suggest for 3 sides with all bottom panels removable? Is that T5, T6, Kevin? Please let me know. Goggy says, how's your roof not floppy after removing the bulkhead? It's actually a fairly good one. I don't know if they changed the material over time. But it's never been floppy, that one. It is a little bit. If you take a look at it, it's a little bit wavy. Up there. It's a little bit wavy. But we'll be replacing that soon. We haven't 100% decided on a roof yet. Where are we? Kevin Murphy says T6. So you want to do the sides. I would suggest, the way you've got to think about it is, this side is 3 meters worth of carpet. The other side is 3 meters worth of carpet. And then with the sliding door and the back doors, another 3 meters. We normally say 8 to 9 meters worth of carpet. Yeah. Motivate says pop top ? Well, we haven't decided yet. If you saw one of our recent videos of the Beetle with the roof tent, then you will see that we might have a roof tent to go and play with this summer, or we might have a pop top solution. We haven't quite decided yet, have we?
No.
We're just waiting on who we're going to. We'll find out by the end of next week.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll chat with them Monday.
Yeah.
We're not going to say who we're getting a roof with yet, but it's a goodie. It's a really goodie. Goggy says, or from Motivate says, Halo roofs look good. Depends what you're after, eh? Yes. I'm keen to make and manufacture a one-piece headliner for these. So they're a nice thing to do. Oh, I did see, I know he disappeared. Urban Arc Overland says, got to tap in on child duty. Great chat, mate. Yeah, nice, man. Let's have a chat later on if you're still watching, or if you catch up with this later. Nice to chit-chat. Yeah, there's lots of different options out there for headlining, for roof and everything else. And what I'd like to do is actually a one-piece for this too. So, yeah. So, if you are just tuning in, I see the numbers up top fluctuating with different people. What would you like to talk about? Would you like to talk about? Would you like to talk about van conversions? Would you like to talk about travelling? Would you like to talk about vehicles themselves? Would you like to talk about Bullet? Is there anything you want to? If you've always wanted to ask me, is there something you've always wanted to ask Dom? Please feel free to ask that question down below. But at the same time, I asked the question earlier. I didn't get much response, but. Have you travelled this year? Have you camped? Are you going out this year? Where are you going? Have you got any shows booked, venues booked, campsites booked, countries booked? Where are you off to? John says, when will you be demonstrating the new Fiamma van awning? When we get it, you will see it. We haven't got it yet. It was agreed weeks ago that we are going to get the brand new Fiamma awning, but we haven't had it yet. But we will be in touch. Quick's Key, going to Hungary Azora Festival, 26th of July to the 6th of August. Bought the Quilin from the Ply Guys, or is that headliner from the Ply Guys, or the Ply from the Ply Guys? Nice work, sir. Yes, we do our Ply panels. The Ply Guys are a very good alternative also. But yes, the next question is from Goggy. With a one-piece headliner, what do you do in place in the middle strip? That bit is slowing down my roof developments. So basically, if you have a look at this roof here, you can only do it with a 10, my finger's the wrong orientation because I'm backwards. So from this point here, at the back edge of the roof, all the way through to that bit, you make it out of one piece of ply. Now you can only do that with a 10 by 5 sheet of ply. And it's difficult to try and get a 10 by 5 sheet of ply in a flexible enough material. So it's got to be a 3 or maximum 6mm ply. Right, I'm going to have to go and blow my nose because for some reason I've just got all bunged up. Are you going away?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
right.
done.
You're done?
Yeah.
Congratulations. There we go. Right, let's show the people what we've done. Oh dear. Right, here we go. So this is the bullet van. There is Dommy. So this morning this was completely empty of sound deadening and insulation apart from this panel that we did on video with Ali, our camera guy. You have since done the sound deadening and first layer of easy liner on this panel, door, and on this panel. We haven't done the roof as yet because that's undecided. We haven't done the floor as yet because that's an opportunity for a new product we've been making. And so yes, there's stuff coming up.
Nice.
Right, take my hand, crouch over. Good, good, good. Wonderful. Yes, if you wouldn't mind grabbing me a tissue, that'd be fantastic. Thank you. Right, with a one-piece headliner, what do you do? Oh, we've done that. Ollie USMC, Ollie Cuz MC. Any tips for a piece of ply line over the wheel arch? That bit is bent and won't stay in one corner with an invisible clip. Where are we talking? Are we talking this edge here? Or are we talking this edge here? Now, if you are putting a, where am I looking? If you are putting a ply liner on a panel van, thank you. Do excuse me, I'll stay off camera, but I do have to blow my nose very quickly. For some reason, I've just got all clogged up. Right, my apologies. Sorry for interrupting that broadcast. Right, so if you are ply lining and you want a nice fit and finish up against this edge, so this is the window, middle window. There is one hole. Where is it? Aha. Yes, now they did this on later vans. There aren't actually any holes in the top up here. I don't know why they did it. T6.1 thing. And I don't even know if there's any down here. No, check it out. So, and we will highlight this on our video. They seem to have sealed up all the holes. So we're going to have to drill all those out. So, along the top, we're going to have to drill some new holes. Use your ply panel that you may have received to make templates for the holes. So when you order the ply panels, make sure you get ones with trim holes available. But also on this side, the point I was getting to is you either have to put brackets to attach your ply panel to, or a piece of wooden batten to screw it to along this side here, because that can sort of lift here, especially once you get some sound deadening and insulation back there. Right. Quicksky says, Combe Valley Campers versus Ply Guys. No, in my opinion, there's no versus in this industry. We're all in the same industry. Ollie Cuz MC says, above the combi seatbelt side, sliding door side, top right corner. Sliding door side, top right corner. So yes, as I've just pointed out, behind me, on these newer vans, so it seems, and if I put that up there, there's no holes in the top. Normally there should be 4 trim holes, and it's the same over there, look. There should be a hole up in this corner and holes all the way along the edge, but it seems there aren't. So there's going to be 2 options there. You either use your ply panels with the trim holes cut in them as templates, and then you can mark where you're going to put your holes and drill through. If you are drilling through through the metal framework, I would use a stepped drill bit, not, if you need an 8mm hole, use an 8mm drill bit, because if that drill bit that's just 8mm, for example, 8mm in OD, if that drill bit grabs as it's going through, that drill bit could then go all the way through and punch the outer skin, which is not what you want. What I'd prefer to see you use is a stepped or cone drill bit, because it could start off at like 4 and then go all the way up to 20 if you wish. But they don't grab, and if they do, it'll stop at the next size up, so to speak. So yeah, don't use a long 8mm drill bit to, let's say, drill those holes. So yes, I hope that helps. Ricardo, back again. He says, oh, Lee, question. I know it's off topic. I did a tailgate conversion on my T5, but the tailgate sits to one side, off the side. Where have I gone wrong? Very good question. When it comes to adjusting panels, there are adjustments in lots of sides, or in lots of places. There might be adjustment, and again, we can take the camera off here and do this whilst we're here. Although this is a barn door one, you should be able to see what I mean. So, if it's sitting to one side when it's closed, or say your striker will be in the middle if it's a tailgate. This is barn door, so there's a striker pin here and one there. If yours is in the middle, you might find that it's slightly off centre. Just a little bit, just as when the door's closed, it sits to one side. The other point you need to look at is, and again, you might not be able to see it because the light's there. So where your hinges will go through here, hopefully they're in the right place, but there might be some door adjustment up there. Alternatively, one of your struts might be dud. You know, you might have bought new struts or they're old struts. It might be a bit of a dud. So as you're pulling the van down, as you're pulling the tailgate down, or it comes to a certain point, both the struts are working with opposing forces, and it might just squiff the tailgate. Worst case scenario, you bought a bent tailgate. Even worst case scenario, your van's been involved in a previous collision, but I'm sure you'd know that by the interior metalwork, and they're the only reasons. But I think maybe more than likely is that centre striker on the pin. Like I say, there's lots of adjustment. Right. Tim says, hi Lee, sorry I'm late. No worries, Tim, nice to see you. He says, are you going for a U-shaped conversion? No, I'm not. We are pretty much going for a regular rock and roll bed and then conversion down this side. And that's mainly because we need the seat-belted seats. My girls are 11 and 9, and we need the seat-belted seats. I think U-shaped interiors are fantastic, or even one with the 2 benches. The interiors like Combe Valley Campervan furnitures are doing. They're so good. So good, especially with all the extending drawers, front and back and everything else there. An excellent thing. But that's not for us. So we'll be going with a more conventional camper interior for now. Yes, just because we need the rock and roll bed. Do excuse me, I'm going to blow my nose again. Right, I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. Ollie Kazim C says, with a wooden band to keep the ply panel flush, can you still use hidden clips? No. What I would suggest is on this edge, if you do put a wooden batten in here and your panel, and you screw it into this metalwork here to a point that your panel sits nice and flush so it matches up the top and down the bottom, then what you do is attach your ply panel to that batten with screws. Now I know it sounds a bit cowboy, but it's not. What you will do is, say you're fitting a you're going to be fitting that panel with carpet potentially, and you can actually make invisible screw holes in them. And the way you do that is, I might be able to even show you on this piece of Dodo mat wrapping, right? So say this is your carpeted panel and you want to screw through it without screwing through the without having the screw head exposed. So what you do, you make an incision in your carpet and then make like an inch cut, maybe even a centimetre cut. So then you've got that slice in your carpet. You then pull the carpet back slightly, buzz your screw in through the ply, through the batten, and then you can just close that carpet back up again And then when it's all sort of rubbed over and the fluff's looking nice, you've literally got yourself an invisible screw in there. Okay, so that's how you go ahead and you attach panels to ply or metalwork, whatever you wish. We go through this in a very early video where I was fitting panels to a T4, but that's how you can do that. I hope that helps. Ricardo says, okay, thank you. You're more than welcome. James O'Hagan, I hope I said that right. Did you see the England game? I actually caught the last 20 minutes. Funnily enough, I'm not a huge football guy. Was in my 20s, and then, so that was early Euros, or early 2000s Euros, when England just kept letting us down and letting us down. And I thought, do you know what? I've spent enough time, money, and emotion on the England team. So I kind of stopped. However, that being said, I did watch, I did watch the last, I actually turned the TV on about 3 seconds after they scored the equaliser this evening. And then I invited the girls down if they wanted to see the rest of the match. And within seconds of them sitting down, they saw the second goal. And they were over the moon. So there you go. It was a 2-1 finish, wasn't it? I didn't see the end of the game. I was finishing our roast dinner. So, yeah. Goggy says, do rib beds have to be installed by pros, or can a noob put it in? It is with a metal bracket. Is it with a metal bracket that installs from outside underneath? Yes. So, I believe it can be fitted by a noob. However, you live in Europe and you have a European registered van. So I would suggest that you find a European pro company to get that fitted, my man. We had a European, it was a Belgian registered van come over to us, and we realised we couldn't do almost anything with it. Because, like, we couldn't even fit windows because of European laws, which is a bit scary. So, yes. Right, next question. So, sorry, to answer your question, Goggy, yes, you can install it, but bearing in mind the country you're in, I believe it would be more beneficial for you to have a pro fitter, or at least a registered fitter. Ollie says, thanks for the tips, you're more than welcome. James O'Hagan says, they shouldn't have won. Yeah, 2-1. NJW says, hi from South Yorkshire. Hi, how are you? Again, anybody who's watching this now, or anybody who's tuned in the last 5-10 minutes, whatever it might be, even those who've never seen this before and have no idea who I am, my name's Lee. I'm the boss and presenter and host of Combe Valley Campers and Combe Valley Campers YouTube channel. And on as many Sundays as I can manage, and there haven't been many for a while, we do a live Q&A here. We have currently got about 7.5 minutes left of this one. But if you are here, you are new, and you want to get in on the chat, give us a wave, a thumbs up, or leave who you are, where you're from, what your van is, and if you've been camping or working on your van recently. That's really, really nice to do. If you haven't made a comment and you do like the video, you do like the content that you're seeing, please have a look for the 3 dots on the outside of this screen. Click on it. Apparently there's a thumbs up. I get the thumbs up notifications about here on my screen, and it notifies me when people have tuned in, and it's wonderful for you to give us a thumbs up because it just helps with the channel, and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. Back to the questions very quickly. Tim says, my fuel gauge is stuck on full. Is it a big, on a T5, is it a big job to fix? Any advice? Bearing in mind the type of van it is, I would have a mechanic, a garage, or whoever it might be, plug it in first. So plug it in via the socket in your dash, see if there's any faults. Now, normally with more modern cars, much like a T5, T6, there's lots of diagnostics that happen on a startup and when you plug it in, and you might be able to plug it in and it might be able to tell you whether it's the fuel sender that's gone to fault, it might be the fuel gauge that might be at fault, or there might be somewhere in between that's at fault, which is why your fuel gauge is constantly reading high. So that might be the score there, I'm afraid. But yes, go to a mechanics or somebody you know with a computer that you can plug in, see if you can find any faults or codes that have popped up, and start from there. John Sear says, how has the Beetle been as your daily driver? I haven't used it as much as I've wanted for a daily driver, but I have been using it. I used it for 2 days last week, but I'm slowly getting used to it, let's put it that way. When I run a daily driver, I like to or when I drive a car, I like to drive it daily. For example, Bully, my camper van, I've driven daily since Christmas, and all of the creases are ironed out on that. It's mint. The Beetle, I've only driven it probably about 5 or 6 times since putting it back on the road, and there's lots of things to do. That being said, I have done lots of little jobs. I've been working on the headlights, doing some fine tuning on the wiring. I've been having a look at the fault with the fuel gauge, going back to fuel gauges, funnily enough. So yes, that is a big one, getting the fuel gauge fixed. If you don't follow Annie's_VW on Instagram, go and do it now. She's doing a fantastic build on her Beetle, and she's put a video out recently which is a fantastic breakdown of fuel gauges and senders and how they work and everything else, and voltage regulators. So yes, yes, I will be using it. I have fitted seatbelts in the back, but I'm going to be speaking to Heritage Parts Centre. I'm going to get some interior bits, some window seals, all that sort of stuff, just to make it a more comfortable daily driver. But I would love to make it a daily from summer through autumn and into winter, and then fit like a little diesel heater, but that'll all be covered in up and coming stuff. James O'Hagan says, I would love a caravan. What sort of caravan would you like? Would you like a motor caravan or a caravan that you tow behind your car? Would you like a classic caravan or a more modern caravan? I fell in love with a caravan actually at the October NEC Motorhome show, and mainly because it was just like a classic camper. They designed it. It was built in, I want to say Sweden, might have been Germany, but they spent a lot of time studying lots of these van lifer YouTube channels and Pinterest and Instagram to see the wonderful trends of camper van and van life interiors. And they'd done lots of research on the materials and the style they'd used, and it was a caravan like you'd never seen before. It didn't have like glass cabinets and a U-shaped interior at one end. It was just like a motorhome inside. Yeah, it was this tiny, beautiful, unassuming caravan with some barn doors on the back. Oh, it's just exquisite. That would have been the caravan I would have driven home that day, that's for sure. Russ104, good evening, sir. How are you? He says, nearly missed you. I've been having a very dirty weekend trying to clean up the underside and wax oil my T4. Mate, that is a job I don't like. And you should have said that you were doing that, because you could have quite happily used the ramp, I'm sure. But yes, cleaning underneath the underside of a car, especially a T4 that is pretty dirty. You know, older vehicle potentially and pretty dirty. Yeah, I don't miss doing that job at all. We used to wax oil a lot of cars a few years ago, and yeah, sitting under a 2-post lift with the jet wash, then sweeping out the floor, and then getting under there, taping off all the underneath and wax oiling. But yeah, quite a thing. But best of luck with it. OSHFJB says, sup, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Unfortunately, we are nearly at the end of this. We do an 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. on a Sunday, as many Sundays as I could manage. My apologies if you've been expecting them a lot recently. We have just moved house. We've just hosted Campers and Coffee. Yeah, as you can see, I'm currently in my van that we're currently building on a Sunday evening. That is my garage at the moment, full of empty moving boxes. So my Sundays have been preoccupied. That being said, I really appreciate everybody tuning in today. It's been a blast this evening. We've had a really, really good one. I was a bit worried when I turned on the live this evening, because for about 2 minutes it showed up with no followers, and then all of a sudden it went up, oh, you've got 24 people tuning in. So yes, I will endeavour to get these done every Sunday, back on it again, because more than likely we'll be working in here. And actually now in our new house, how we've got it kind of rigged up, the Wi-Fi's closer, because the garage is attached to the house, so the Wi-Fi's closer. I can just drop in and out of the house if I need be. So yes, let's do more of these on Sunday, shall we? Let me just answer the last few questions. We've got a couple of minutes left. OSHFJB says, oh damn, I'll make sure to tune in next week. Yes, please do. John Sear says, the Westphalia guys had those awesome side pods. Did you find out whether they are making them available for other vehicles? I reckon they are not. But it could be something for somebody to do aftermarket. That'd be quite a good idea. Ricardo, he's back in. He says, Lee, I want to fit multiple water tanks to the underside of my T5, as the water tanks inside cause condensation and rust inside. I'm a window cleaner. What's the best way to go about it? Email us tomorrow morning, because I've just taken a job lot of underslung water tanks. And I can do you a smoking deal on some underside water tanks. So email us tomorrow morning, Ricardo, all right? That is info@combevalleycampers.co.uk. Danielle De Simone says, I'm restoring my 87 Synchro. A ton of money spent, and that is the entire underside. Am I doing the right thing? Do you know what? If it's a Synchro, I think the underside's the most important piece. And they're a better quality built T3, right? So yeah, spending good money on the underside, the suspension, the viscous couplings, the synchro system, the engine, the gearbox. Yeah, spend all the money underside. The rest of it you can do later. Don't get it right, get it running. Right, John Sear says, feedback, video and sound are good from your new house. Well, thank you very much. Ricardo says, I can move ahead with the van conversion then. Yes, absolutely. Ross104 says, some monster had put a ton of seam sealer type stuff under there, which was great, where it hadn't perforated and held water against the floor. Oh my gosh. Right, guys, what a blast it's been this evening. Right, before we leave and before you leave, if you haven't already done so, and if you've enjoyed the video this evening, please feel free to have a look around the outside of your screen. There should be a button with 3 dots on it. If you can click on that, and you can give this video a thumbs up. And if before you go, there's 27 of you in here right now, it'd be lovely if you could all just give me a wave or a thumbs up in the comments, or if you're able to just go find click that like button, that would be wonderful. I will stay on for another 4 minutes if you are able to go ahead and do that. Either give the whole video a thumbs up or leave a comment, a thumbs up, a wave, whatever in the bottom. That would be amazing. It'd do us an amazing job, and I will love you guys forever if you could do that for me. So yes, to recap today, my gosh, we've had Dommy in here building the rest of the van. We haven't time-lapsed the last hour, but as you can see, we've got, where is it? Just there. That's the GoPro. So we've been time-lapsing and filming Dommy's entire session today on insulating and sound deadening the van. Oh, look at all these wonderful smileys and waves, and that's brilliant. Yes, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. So we've gone over all sorts of stuff today, be it travelling and camper van conversions. That's fantastic. Right. James says, didn't you move earlier in the yearly? No, believe it or not, that was over a year ago, James. So yes, we basically, where we were, the neighbours were an absolute nightmare, and they had the yappiest of yappy chihuahuas, and this place came up, so we moved. What a username, Casper the Friendly Cooking Apple. That sounds amazing. I want to know more about you, Casper the Friendly Cooking Apple. Thank you so much for tuning in. And look at all these people who've tuned in or given us a wave. There's Andy H, John Sear, Motorhome Discoveries, Casper the Friendly Cooking Apple, D Harwood, Goggy. He says, what about that headliner being 5, 6, 4 mil? Isn't okay? If you're going to do a headliner, do it out of as thin as possible in terms of flexing it. It's a 3.6 mil. Is probably your peak. You can bend a 5 or 6 mil ply, but if you can get away with a 3.6, do that. Gary Plumley says, thanks. S10PP or Slop gives us a pink wave. James says, really? Wow. Yeah, man, time flies, right? Time flies. And like I say, we've just moved into the new place, and nice setup. The garage isn't as big, but I still think I can fit the bug in here. I've just got to sort my life out, effectively. Just got to absolutely sort my life out. So, just a very, very quick one. Give us a camera emoji if you've been able to check out our YouTube video this evening. If you've seen the YouTube video, it went live at 6 and it was about the sign writing in your van. If you've seen it, give us a camera emoji and or tell us what you think of the sign writing. That'd be amazing. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait like some eager beaver right now. But no, before I go, thank you once again. It's really, really good to see everybody. It's nice to hear from you. Lovely to see all our regulars, because, yeah, we've been doing this a year or so now on the regular. And it's really, really, really nice to see all of you and to get in touch with all our regulars and to meet some of you at Campers Coffee like John. That was wonderful. So, yes, really nice to see you guys. Thanks again. I am going to leave it there. Thank you for all the thumbs up, all the likes, all the comments, all the conversations, all the chats, and thank you for just being here. I shall see you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.